Prepare for battle.
Oh, another best of one indeed, Liz. It never lets up. This is all we got for the rest of the day, and hype teams to have it, and a hype series, because you know what I'm seeing on each side, Liz? I'm seeing heroes that like rapiers, and this is Team Secret in this series.
Yeah, Team Secrets, man, with the Sven this time around. He's not playing PA. He might still get that rapier for true strike a little bit later on, but they just lost the game versus Navi with dropping that PA's rapier, so maybe he might think differently this time around. But overall, I like the Sven pickup here. I actually love Sven versus Omni Knight, right? You have that Dispel talent on level 15. There aren't many heroes that dispel in the game, and suddenly your carry can do exactly that on a core that he's targeting.
30 seconds to
That
battle.
looks solid for Secret. For Nigma, this trio, Sand King Phoenix, Void Spirit, they dish out so much magic damage in the mid game that they will be the cogs that really bring Nigma into the game. Make that machine work a little bit late.
Yeah, it feels like a kind of critical thing for Secret is find their way towards BKBs on these cores, right? Like especially the Ember and the Sven at least. And then they'll have a means to fight. But that does give Nigma a decent window to kind of push that aggression in the early mid game.
Yep. On Ember, maybe you don't really want it as much. On Sven, you can afford it because you're a Sven. You're always an item ahead, right? So you can think about that. PA. When you think about PA in a game such as this one, he does have Omni Knight, but as we mentioned earlier, that's the only buff, and it's countered too. So it's not really the greatest PA game overall, but it's PA in this. Never know.
That's the big catch. You know, you get that late game scenario. Nobody wants to go very late against the PA because you're always at risk. You know, you have got these heroes that can have a lot of armor, but someone like Puppey is not going to have a fun time in this game if we do get that later stage. Something I kind of noticed actually is quite interesting is Nigma, they have easy ways of disengaging from Puppey's Will-O-Wisp, right? Like all these heroes have mobility elements that will allow them to not have to necessarily kill the lamp, but just move away from it.
Yeah, that's true. But if you're the one initiating on the side of Secret, it can get a little bit tricky, right? Because it's not only Will-O-Wisp, usually it's followed up by someone else, like an Ember Spirit or a stun. That can be a problem.
Suffice to say, Kuro's positioning is going to be important for that Heavenly Grace save, because that's kind of the thing Secret have, that cheap initiation.
Yep. This top lane, panel mentioned it, Zai, he'll be babysat here until he hits level 3. After that, Yapsur can do whatever the hell he wants on the map. This guy will be unkillable. PA plus Omni Knight really do not pressure him. But I believe if you're Nigma and you're drafting like this and you see this Timber Saw, you know that's what's gonna happen, so you're just thinking a little bit deeper, a little bit further into the field, not only about lane.
Yeah, it's most important that, you know, before you're level 6 on this Void Spirit, just be careful about your positioning if Yapsur's not showing, right? Because that's when a Void Spirit is vulnerable to death on this mid lane.
Yapsur is pretty low here, but he's only messing with them. They pulled the small camp, so he can a little bit. Meanwhile, Zai, happy little camper on this top lane.
Yeah, happy's lamb. Yapsur, though, not very happy at all. Just gonna chase in, first blood drawn, and Miracle gets it.
Victim.
This is one of those situations when you flame your position 4. Dude, the only thing you have to do is just stay behind me. That's it. Lock the camp, stay behind me. Just don't die, because they can't kill me. But yeah, unfortunately, Yapsur, he played with fire a little bit too.
Yeah, and the possible in that situation, his argument is always, well, you're only unkillable because you're level 3 now, but now that you're level 3, can you protect Yapsur's the problem? They're just going to keep poking and prodding at this Tiny.
As long as he's wasting PA's time and they're unable to farm on Miracle, I find Yapsur.
You're on the bot lane. They are actually keeping pressure on number 2. My man, he's not having the happiest of times, but you'd expect this, right? Sand King loves playing against these melee
Radiant
carries.
structures
For sure.
are fortified.
This dual lane, maybe when with Puppey's level 2 chakra magic, you can surprise them with some 2 storm hammers. But besides that, this should be a lane for mind control and GH. So these 2 offlaners on both sides should win their active lane. As you can see, the CS mind control on.
Oh yeah, and then the difference is like which one can more easily do things in the mid game. As right now, Zai is at least getting some injection with the assist of Yapso as they pick off Omni Knight. But suffice to say, a Sand King, it's going to be easier for him to kind of hunt down targets in that mid game, right, compared to a Timber.
Oh, most.
I say that. Oh, miracle. Zai, he can't get the right tree, and the tracker won't be enough now that Kuroki has arrived. Or well in death rather.
Miracle?
No, he's fine. He's like, come at me, buddy. I might not be able to kill you, but now that my Omni's back, you can't kill me either.
He died.
Well, he's still pretty low, but yeah, like you said, Omni is here. He'll be able to heal him up.
Illusion.
Why he died there, Kuro is just trying to get level 3 as soon as possible. So sometimes that means you're a little bit greedier on the farming patterns and you try to mess with this small camp a little bit too long, take you down.
Yeah, it's a tough lane for Kuro as well, right? Like Heavenly Grace isn't extremely high value, right? The way the Avalanche works, you're not going to be able to just stop yourself from being stunned in those situations.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Is approaching, so stones, bounty runes, it looks like Yapzor will snatch one on top.
Oh, Wee's already moved in for the safest one for Radiant side, so it looks like Nigma are going to get all 4 runes.
This is really well played by Wee. He made this happen. If you're Yapzor, you definitely contest this Omni Knight, but as you know that Wee is on your
Dire's middle tower
he's
is under
taking
attack.
the rune next to the Ancients, you're not really sure, okay, he might be there, but he might have also just rotated here instead, and because of that, Yapzor plants the ward and doesn't go low ground.
Yeah, it's the fact that Wee's kept pressure on Anisha, right? So he's so low on health, he couldn't match the rotation. He just had to try and get the only advantage he could, which is the quicker 6.
Mid-lane.
Exactly.
He isn't. Be a little bit careful here. He just got his 6 tools.
And he's going to have a bounty rune, so he's going to be more than fine. He's going to be glorious.
Dire's
is
top tower
following,
is
but-
under attack.
Bounty.
Yeah, there's just not much you can do. You know, we see Embers time and time again. They don't really take these early points of Searing Chains anymore.
Yeah, depends on some matchups, right?
Radiant's
but,
courier has been
time
killed.
around, just Sleight of Fist plus Blightstone, and you constantly spam Wee with that. Good.
Good move from Yapzor, though. Just making sure that the rune's secure at the 6-minute mark so that Nisha can pivot a little bit of an advantage here.
Now this is, if the rune spawned bottom, then it wouldn't have been as good. It would have been a wasted rotation, but as it did spawn on top lane, it's a very good rune secure, and too many players, poor players, don't put enough emphasis on this. You need to secure those runes. They win or lose lanes, literally.
And they can
Dire's
ripple
middle
out, right?
tower
Like,
is
think about
under
the amount of
attack.
times you see a mid get a haste. What do? They run to the outer lane, they punish someone elsewhere. It benefits more than just a single lane in the game.
No, of course. The whole games can be made or broken by that, especially when you have these 2 extremely active mid laners. Okay.
They're trying to get active here. I'm not really sure what the plan is here. Maybe try and stop
Dire's
the
middle tower
stacks, I
is under
guess.
The stacks, yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. That's literally
Oh,
it.
Yapzor.
And maybe even a kill.
They need a few more crits. Miracle wants to re-engage, but Vigil on the high ground is going to be revealed to Yapzor with that dagger, and they don't even get the kill. Nisha now with the Invis rune. Just trying to rotate, but once again, it's a lack of lockdown to deal with this PA yet.
Does Miracle want to even go back top? Like, he's looking like a guy that doesn't really know which way he wants to go, and there you go, he TP's back bottom.
He was
Like,
beginning to look a
stuff.
little bit like a roaming phantom assassin at that point. to be honest with you.
Exactly. You remember those days with Orb of Venom and Blightstone running
And any
around?
hero?
Yeah. No. On PA especially, because you
Radiant
just
are
go around
scanning.
and throw out daggers. Like, that was so annoying. Oh god.
Dire's middle tower
Well,
is under attack.
the other surprisingly annoying but not so effective ones, like you remember Anti-Mage when people would try that as a possible.
Yeah, the 2B and
Radiant's
2
bottom tower is under
Well,
attack.
to be anything at this point.
Yep.
Dire's middle tower
No,
is under
the
attack.
Miracle needed to rotate from top lane, all jokes aside, because that lane is already pressured way too hard and he's not getting enough. I don't think
Dire's top
farming the
tower
smoke
is
camp
under
is enough
attack.
either, but
Radiant's
just waiting
bottom
for
tower
info.
is
That's
under
it.
attack.
Blame GH?
I think Kuro is in a little bit of trouble here. Maybe he gets the TP out. Looks like he will be able to escape. They couldn't burst through him when he had the Heavenly Grace on.
Radiant's
Yeah,
bottom
they're
tower
swapping
is
lanes
under
around.
attack.
So, top lane mind control now. He
Dire's
deals
middle
magic
tower
damage
is
more
under
than
attack.
anything else, so he'll be able to stay against
Oh.
that.
Dive onto GH. Nisha able to get the solo pick. Point and chains finally finding its value here.
So what happened there is GH, he managed to survive the first time because he had dive, but then he still stuck
Dire's
around,
middle tower
tried to
is under
perhaps
attack.
defend the tower a bit longer, which led to his inevitable death. As you don't have cooldowns, right? You don't have level 6, you don't have dive, you're just dead.
Yeah, and it's annoying because you want to be sitting there, right? It's wasted XP in your eyes if you're not able to absorb it. So he might think it's worth the risk, but at the same time, you are just starting to pad Nisha up. He's
Radiant's
now at
top
level
tower
9
is
compared to
under
we
attack.
only at level 7.
Miracle is really moving a lot. Bottom lane, yeah.
And I don't know if they got... Nope, the purification wasn't rightly timed. Nisha was able to dodge with the sleight fist.
Bottom lane Zai rotated in. He just TP'd bot, and instantly that made Miracle TP back top. He does not want to be on the same lane as Zai at all. And that's the only thing Zai wants to do. That and push towers, which, as Timber saw right now, you can do, but you have to be a little bit careful and wary of the magic damage.
I mean, you're not really suffering as much as Matumman, though. Like, he barely got away from his own triangles. He had to walk all the way back to base. You know, farming up these ancient stacks early on is pretty painful for him. And especially when these heroes are just lingering around all the time.
I just have to say there's something that I really find enjoyable watching this Sven and PA suffer.
Haste.
Ooh,
Does that make me a bad person, or...?
No, that makes you a reasonable person. As we're going to see more suffering with Matumman down at half HP, moving in with a dagger. The problem is that Miracle's not suffering. Can Nisha turn this around? Is the question. You have a slight fist in a second. We'll get mind control, but he hasn't got that Miracle PA yet. You need to make him be punished. When they're moving in, maybe he's trying to move away. The blast through Puppey, able to spank that PA. We just about able to move away with the final astral step. But there you go, Liz. That's what you wanted. Both the pos ones punished.
Both carries that. I'm not biased if I want both of them to die, right?
Exactly. You want them to equally suffer. Just suffer a lot. And we. All right, looks like they won't be able to quite clean up way here. So Nisha, he's feeling bloodthirsty. He's having quite the hell of a game right now. Top of the net worth, 103, and decent CS as well.
Still a much better trade for
Radiant's
Nigma,
bottom tower
for
is
Secret
under
Story,
attack.
because they took down 3 heroes. They did lose
Radiant
Sven
structures
first,
are
which
fortified.
is a little bit bad, but if you're Matu right now, you're not too worried, as you still do farm quite faster than Miracle, and you will be able to recover. As long as you get a couple of stacks, which
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
which has
Radiant's
not been the
bottom
case so
tower
far,
has
as Nigma
fallen.
are on point blocking them.
Definitely. It's just while you are slowing down these stacks, you can see how they're struggling to deal with the Nisha factor right now, right? Their lockdown feels very limited at the moment to punish this Ember Spirit.
Yeah, both of these teams are limited on that way. Maybe once Mind Control starts rotating with his Blink Dagger, that will change a little bit. You can set it up, right? Like some Blink Dagger on Sand King plus the Void Spirit, that's enough to blow anyone up.
It's just a case if you can find a way to maybe like set up a kill Nisha that can lead into this mid tower. So then they'll have more real estate for Miracle. He's decided, you know, Battle Furies are overrated. I know I need to be active quicker. He's actually building the Sanjin Yasha this game.
Damn, that's actually very interesting. He's going Dazo first and then SNY.
Yeah.
I actually don't see a lot
Dire's
of
top
SNY's
tower is
bot on
under
PA.
attack.
This is a different approach completely. I'm wondering if Matu will do something different too. Mid lane, mind control.
Oh, jump in. Blink initiation's good. Ember bursts through. Slight fist to try and dodge, but the Remnant perfectly placed to
Dire's
ensure he's going
structures are
to
fortified.
his grave.
Dire's
That
top
was
tower is
actually
under
not
attack.
pitch perfect from Nigma. And
Radiant's middle
if
tower
Nisha
is
had a
under
remnant
attack.
somewhere else, like he's out of there, he would be fine. Sadly for him, he didn't.
And as a result, there's a rippling effect to this. They're going to try and take the tier 1
Dire's
tower of a
top
mind
tower
control. He's
is
getting a little bit
under
too greedy
Dire's
here.
top tower
Lamp's going to
is
go
falling.
down. Stun control under mind control. And he get
Radiant's
away though.
bottom
Gold Strike's going to be
tower
used. They
is
want to burst
under
very quickly. And with the purification, that's not enough to save him. They'll be able to find the kill. They'll hunt for more Kurd now. The next target on the hit list. The egg's going to be committed. Is it going to be enough to save him though? Avatos on the spot. It's going to get him. Kura's gone. And they're able to back away before they all get stunned up.
Yeah, that was a really nice egg, but there was no support for it, and it was only to try and save Omni Knight. Obviously, didn't work in the end. Very interesting play by Enigma. Too aggressive, in my opinion, as they go into the triangle after they wasted everything they had on mid lane on that Ember kill, if you remember.
Yeah, it's like, well, how could I forget it? Like you said, it
Dire's
wasn't
middle
the
tower
cleanest
is under
initiation. So the fact they felt confident enough to try for an even harder kill is surprising in itself. This one, however, much easier. Yapzor caught under the tier 1 tower. Nigma, they rotate all their heroes here. They really need to find more for this, though. I don't know if they'll be able to get Nisha. I mean, this feels like you're just grasping at straws now.
Yes and no, because if you remember, God's strength was used. Because of that, you're thinking, okay, they won't fight, and we can be a bit more aggressive now.
That's true. I guess it's the
Still
case
hard.
of like how you lock down these targets still, right? Like we saw, you need that epicenter to find a kill on Nisha, for example, and let's not even get started on Zai.
Yeah, at the moment you do, right? We have a little bit to talk about that right now as it's paused. At the moment in the epicenter, you truly, with the Blink Dagger and epicenter, that's truly the only way to take down Ember. Can't just blink and stun and follow up by V. But the moment Miracle gets this Teso, that changes. And you can play the RNG game and perhaps play with the Sand King, jump in together and try to blow a target up or two. How close is Yapzor to his blink? He's actually quite far away, only 1,000 gold.
Yeah, they didn't really give him a lane, right? Because that was the thing. Nisha decided to absorb a lot of the XP mid to get that level advantage over Wii.
Yep. Usually you see a bit more coming from Yapzor. Whenever you talk about secrets and the interaction between position 4 and position 3, you're thinking, okay, Yapzor is going to be thick. He's going to be fat coming out of that laning stage, but this wasn't truly the case.
No, it's like they had a talk and Zai went, look, I signed on as a POS 3 for this team, and I would actually appreciate it if once in a while I could actually be the POS 3 in this team. You know, he's where he belongs in net worth, but then you've got Puppey.
Yeah. But think about it, why is it like that? It's because usually Zai is the hero that can die on the offlane, right? He's playing one of these heroes that usually dies in these exchanges in which Yapzor is like, okay, I didn't die, I'm gonna get a couple of creeps, farm a little bit, you know. I'm not pushing, I'm just defending. But Zai doesn't die on Timber. That's Yapzor's problem. Like his problem is that Zai never died. He's just chilling. He's chilling and farming, and he's so big right now with the Hood of Defiance as well. Extremely difficult for Nigma to take him down.
It's definitely. As a case, it does mean you have that better timing on the blink, and Puppey's even getting a bit more space, right? Actually, look at what Puppey's building into.
Actually. It's fine because he's playing versus PA too, right? So this is a little bit of a different approach to that. It can definitely help his teammates out, and PA is one of those heroes you see kotl, you just jump him, he's dead, or you dagger, you don't even jump him, he's dead. He's very squishy. He's level 7 sitting on 860 HP, so it's nice that he's itemizing, but it's Puppey. He likes to itemize like this on many position 5s.
It's the complementary factor, right? Like when we talk about Secret, one thing that kind of gave them an edge over a lot of teams for several months was this idea that they will prioritize farm to whichever hero can give them the item that complements the rest of the team, right? Whether it's like, oh, Puppey needs a Vlad, give him the space in the next 3 minutes, or in this case, we need a Vanguard, give him the space.
That's how everywhere the games should be played in your pubs, in pro games. It should always be like that. If someone needs 100 gold to get an item, you don't walk in and steal every single last from him, okay? I'm looking at you, position 2, 3, 1 players. It can be annoying, but
Is this Confessions of a Pub game? Look, I just want to say, Sven, it really hurt me when I was so close to having that blink dagger, and you came and you cleaved all those creeps, all my precious gold, and you were nowhere near your axe.
Yeah, it's what we position 4 and 5s talk about during our regular weekly meetings.
But you plot their downfall. You just like passing secret notes to Ice Rock. Yeah, you know if the +1, +2s.
What do you think? Is like everyone is talking about that like, during the interviews? Every single position 1, tier 1 player is talking about how broken carries are right now. Puppey talked about it, I believe. OG boys as well. Seb and No Tail mentioned it too. How? I guess they have to nerf the economy, right? That's
yeah. That's what I was figuring, right? Like maybe make kills worth a bit more. I was thinking it'd be cool if, like, considering how long it's been since we had a big patch, we get some sort of new objective, right? Because outposts were cool. Well, outposts were cool, right? But like, how much do you actually actively see them matter outside of that top outpost, shall we say, where like obviously Feroce is critical?
Wait, hold your horses. In your 2K scrub games, they might not matter, but that's not the same everywhere. Outposts are extremely important. That's why there's so much emphasis on getting tier 2s. What other objective do you want? What are you talking about?
I don't know. That's what I mean. Like, I'm not sure what exactly I want. It's someone that would maybe allow like pos 4/5s to get that chance to find some more gold. Obviously, don't just buff
you want
the
another
jungle
spot
more.
for bounties, bounty runes? Like...
Yes, let's go more bounties. Give XP again. That was man. That was the time to be a Roman pos 4.
Random bounty rune spawns on the map. The person that reaches it first gets I don't know. Yeah, it sounds stupid. Who knows? Maybe they'll rework the map a little bit again.
Yeah.
That would be
like,
kind of cool. But I'm always worried, though. Sorry, like when they change the map, what do you think? Does it deter old school players from playing the game? I always feel like I have a lot of friends that haven't played for a while, like let's say a month, and then they come back and the map is different. They're like, yeah, this isn't what I remember. It's not my.
It's kind of, it's like weird, right? Because on the one hand, the argument is, oh, these people who've been playing the same map, they've had loads of times to master it. So there's maybe like they have to learn someone new, which maybe allows other players to get one up or be on the same level to an extent. But at the same time, if we didn't change the map, if we kept everything the same, would people keep playing? I mean, Dota is a very diverse game. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. Dota is a very diverse game, right? But we love change. We always, like, anything in life, we just love change. Until we realize it's bad for us, and then we straight on to Reddit just complain about it. We hate it.
Never refuse gold. Give it.
Like, think about Razor pickers at the moment, They would imagine if they found a way to somehow make Razor worse, right? After all the begging from Razors. I mean, he's been looking pretty rough right now, right?
He'll be buffed for sure. It's not the most interesting or fun hero for me, at least personally in the game. So I don't mind not seeing him every single game. They're rotating mid, but Zai is big.
It's a hard kill. Maybe they're gonna try for it. I don't know. The Remnant might be enough to bring him down. He is low. They will be able to clean him up. On the side, though, the roots are coming out. We will be protected. Trying to escape, but he's going to leave behind the Omni Knight. GH is tanky enough that they don't want to try and force them out. You poke the bear, you might get the egg. Not really sure how that works, but they want that egg. And we'll just walk away.
All right. So they do get what they came for, and they use the egg and the epicenter in the end. Meanwhile, Sven obviously had to use God's Strength. Oh, fight.
They're going to re-engage. Yep, stun control in. We brought low. Maybe they get him. He's able to move away with the Dissimulate, though. He stands his ground and then cuts away. Toss across just to try and escape. Yapsel being brought low. Miracle will clean him up. Timmerman, extremely low, will be finished off as Mind Control moves in. The Timmerman, one hit will do it. The dagger across onto the wrong target, though. Miracle, no! He doesn't go from the Timmerman, and as a result, he's going to be the one dying. We will go in now, still looking for it, but he can't find it.
Oh, no.
He's not only got him strength, he's got a jukes right now. He's going to dodge it all out. Wee is also going to be punished. All spells on cooldown. It's a double kill for Zai, and Sven just limping away, confident on next to no HP.
When I said Zai was big, I meant item build-wise. I didn't mean that so big on the screen, Miracle won't be able to select Sven even. Okay, so there's a slight chance that he didn't see Sven, and because of that he blinks on Zai and tries to follow Matu, right? It's nighttime, they don't have vision around that area, so that's also possible. He was juking him in the trees. but he just couldn't get on top. That looked so bad for Secret, and it turned out so goddamn good for them. It's crazy.
Oh, most definitely. Like the big swing now, a 3K net worth lead for Secret. I mean, that type of replay is the type of... That's the type of moment that a monitor manufacturer will use to try and tell you you need a bigger monitor. Like, if you just had our 32-inch 1440p 144 hertz monitor, you see, you could have daggered the Sven there and got the big kill. Whoa, GH. Calm down, laddie. I know the egg's coming off cooldown, but I don't know if you want to fight this. They're cutting in. Straight. Oh, Puppey's just gone. But they're going to lose mind control just as quickly to the combo. Miracle trying to punish this, but there's going to be a remnant away from Nisha. The egg has been committed nowhere near the rest of Secret, so they can just back up.
Every single game you're playing kotl versus PA, there's this moment in the game in which you... Miracle, like, the PA doesn't go on your way too many times and you feel a bit safe. But after this time, I think Puppey will play way more careful.
Yeah, I mean, right now, he felt like he was a knight on a horse, right? He's got his shield. He's protected by that vanguard. It just didn't matter, though. Now Zai, able to move away. Miracle has got that DD running. I don't know if they want to engage. It's going to be a remnant control on Nisha. Do they want to go in? Epicenter star's going to be there. Bring him low. Nisha's still alive, though. Everest Life Fist. Can he move away? Remnant in. Chases are out. They're going to get the triple kills. They clean them up with a god strength from Matumba Man. Miracle, even with a DD, realizes his limits and has to back away.
Middle tower is under attack. Middle tower
Very aggressive moves from Nigma again. They didn't have their ultis. They didn't have the egg, but they still go in. I can understand why. You're playing a PA and that PA has a DD, and again...
Jump in. Nisha is alive again. Miracle. He needs to get out. Matumba Man is coming. They're going to jump in. He wants to kill the Puppey. Is this going to cost him his life, though? Instead, Kurd, targeted by Matumba Man, is going to be burst through the avalanche. It's enough to get rid of Miracle. GH in trouble now, needs to retreat. Will be able to dive away, but the damage is already done. Look at the net worth lead that Secret now have 20 minutes in. 2 fights, and they're now up 7,000 gold over Nigma.
Yeah, because Matu isn't dying, right? In these 2 fights, Matu survives. Meanwhile, Miracle, yeah, he does get a couple of kills, 2 kills on kotl, if nothing else. But he still does fall in the end, which is what makes Matu have a BKB, Echo Saber, and Mask of Madness right now. Meanwhile, you don't even have SMY completed.
This is an ambitious kill, sir. They want to try and punish Nisha. They need to be careful. Avalanche Toss is going to come out, though. They just get punished instead. Oh, the lockdown, it is painful to watch for Nigma. I feel like if mind control is not there, none of these kills are ever possible.
Invisibility.
Man, I mean, Puppey, like you said, Miracle's open commit. It's almost like Puppey has created a permanent taunt on this Phantom Assassin because he built a Vanguard. It's like Miracle just looked and gone, challenge accepted. And it's never been worthwhile.
What's also interesting is that he's going for a Ghost Scepter afterwards.
You're giving mixed signals here, buddy.
He's not trying to finish off Crimson.
He might get finished off himself, though. No. Challenge accepted. This time, there will not be punishment, though. Matumba Man just wants out. The Yule's going to be there, though. Jump in. BKB forced out. He'll stun him up. God Strength trying to go to work on the mind control. Does get him just as he burrow strikes away. No. Out of all the ways to die there, that's going to be the most tilting one of all for mind control. Moving in. GH. They want that egg, but it's like...
It just doesn't feel fair, man. This shouldn't exist. Like, you have 3 heroes, you jump him. He's not... okay, he has a net worth.
I mean, he has a BKB as well, right? Come on.
He 3-shotted an SK off him.
Oh no, it's not like there's a hero in this game that could one-shot people. Matumba Man might get one shot from this health gone. They commit the egg. Can they find more though? Zai, looking to move away, will be able to do so. Yapzor with the TP out, no crits, so he will make it.
Yapzor was lucky because GH kept his eyes on Nisha. He still is though. Mind control is
moving in. We're going to throw down the lap to protect him as the dive in from GH is interrupted. Beautifully done, so there was no Yules.
Behold, my searing
exactly. GH tried to Yule him.
We is not having a fun game here. This Deso Ember is destroying him right now.
It's so easy for like they have two styles, right? You have Nisha, who's able to constantly poke and prod with Sleight of Fist Dezo, and on the other hand, you have the Sven, who's not really poking; he's destroying you if he goes in.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, well, it's like a physical Dagon at this point, right? Because of the chakra. That's the thing that's making it ridiculous. Is it's 2 pokes instead of 1.
yeah, and it looks really good on Secret because they have multiple ways of fighting. They don't have to commit with it when they don't want to, which is really nice. Like, one thing that you have to give Sven in every fight is vision. He's getting plenty of that from his teammates.
This should make my life easier.
And it's the comparison of the big team fight elements, right? Like, you've got this egg on one side, but Nigma, it almost feels like it's too easy for Secret to move away. While Puppey is almost exclusively used this Will-O-Wisp defensively, right? It's just like, oh, they jump us. We just need like 1 second reset and we can get a better advantage point.
I don't know if this rushed. Yeah, they smoke up. This is much better.
Nisha, jump in. Yours. A little bit of miscommunication there. He will get hit by the Remnant. The lowest there to protect him. They'll move away from the egg. Epicenter isn't going to get close enough. You'll see interrupt Matuma Man, but there's the God Strength. Just going to move away for the moment as the egg is going to explode. But they'll look to re-engage as Zai cuts towards the back line. They are in full retreat on the side of Nigma. They did force out the God Strength, but they can't lose any heroes. The Avatos is going to be there, and they found Kuro. That will be enough to validate Roche.
This is Roche because egg was used too. Now, if you're Nigma, you might think about still defending because you have Blinking stun from Sand King, and yeah, they smoke.
They're smoking. Nisha, yeah, he knows something's wrong. He's like, I'm an Ember, I shouldn't be in the pit. They do not have the epicenter though. They do not have the egg. This is going to be a tough one. Jump in, BKB out from Matuma Man. Mind control, gone in 4 hits. Movement in on the GH. Toss is there, perfectly timed, but go for the dive away. Is able to escape. Matuma Man, God's Strength has now run out, but the jump in is going to be the Ember. Gets bashed up by Roche, but the root's going to come out. Miracle now in trouble. The lamp goes down. It traps in Wee as well. Toss across on the spot. Miracle needs it out, but he won't be able to find it. One more hit. Don't find it. They bring him down. Wee is able to move away, but the damage is already done. They've lost Miracle again. It's a 10k net worth lead, and now Secret can secure the Roche.
They're punishing Miracle for his over-aggression every single time he goes in. They bait him with Nisha, block him with Searing Chains, and then Matu just finishes off the deal. Really well played by Secret so far.
It's it kind of is that recurring case, right? Nigma is Secret just sit there. They move to an objective and they say, Nigma, you have to make the move. Usually it's been around this +1 tower, which, by the way, for Team Secret is still standing to this point.
So the real issue for Nigma is they have this Timber Saw. He just goes in, he has Load Sorb and Pipe. You can't just ignore him because he's dealing out way too much damage. But most importantly, like we said earlier, he's giving vision for Sven to pick and choose his targets. And this Timber Saw, you might not feel it with damage output in teamfights, but he's doing so much work for Secret.
Yeah, it's basically a taunt for Nigma's spells, right? Like you said, they can't ignore him, so they commit a lot of their very lacking CC, shall we say, to trying to deal with him. And we've seen this issue where usually their Yules are being used not to set up a stun. Usually it's just trying to keep Sven out of the equation while they try and remove Timber.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
All heroes bomb.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Wrapping around him, expecting some sort of response, but you can see Nigma, they're holding around the bottom area of the map. They don't want to fight directly into Aegis, BKB, God Strength, Sven.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. The Sven that's almost about to hit level 22.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
If he does take the Stormhammer talent, and if he gets Chakra,
Dire's
that would be
middle
pretty
tower
cool.
is under attack.
Like,
If. I like how you say if.
Flying from one target to the next, yeah, he took it.
Oh, joy. Oh, boy, we look at that, Admin. He took the Stormhammer cooldown. How unexpected.
I mean, of course he's gonna take it, but I'm just feeling
I like how you built this defense.
Is under attack. Dire's middle tower
hello.
has fallen.
Trying to set someone up here. He's like, kill me, please. There's a reinforcements coming. And I'm not the quickest that kills. He'll finally be brought down. The lamp has been dropped. They are TPing in reinforcements. We on the high ground. Stormhammer up. GA to try and protect him, but the magical damage is going to bring him low. The Remnant through. They've almost got through him. We trying to cut and run away. The chain isn't going to connect with a tree. They will at least get the Void Spirit, but it looks like that's all they're going to get. He wasted too much of their time, so they get the high value target Miracle out of there alive.
This trade is 1 for 1, and it's actually very lucky for Nigma because kotl, Puppey, he already used his Chakra before before Matu came, so he didn't have that double stun. If he did, that would be more kills for sure.
It's true. But now they say, okay, if we can't kill heroes, we'll go for inanimate objects. They aim for the tower. Instead, they're going to find Kura on the back line. The Lotus reflecting the stun, though. Ember moving even closer to Miracle, scares him off. They find the kill on the Kura.
Under attack.
Coming forward, looking for more. Nisha decides against it. They say, wait, we forgot about the towers, didn't we, lads? Let's turn around and deal with those with the god strength.
You go outside of your base, you try to take an objective, and then Secret just rushes you back down to your own high ground. They're taking every objective that they can. Meanwhile, the tier 1 is taken, the tier 2 now as well is going to fall, and that's all the outer towers down for Nigma.
Dire's bottom tower.
It's like that kid that has everything they could ever want, and they see another kid has something, and they go, I want that
Dire's
too.
Bottom
That's kind of secret
attack.
right now. Everything belongs to them. Nigma are just, they're all of a twist, begging for a second server, maybe in a first at this stage. Yapsor, jump in, go Scepter, he doesn't care.
But here,
He says, nice magic damage, buddy. The dagger will get him, though. Nisha's poking around the back. Miracle needs to get out quick. We, however, might not be so lucky. Trying to move away. They'll move across with the Remnant. They've got the chains, they have got the connect, and they have got the damage to punish we for it.
Okay, so what happened there is Yapsor does die, but I think what's a little bit worse for Secret is that their push was stopped. Still, do you really care that much about that? You're controlling the map, you're farming up. This AC will make Sven and his team so much tankier versus PA. They don't necessarily have to rush it, but with this Aegis, they could push for high ground.
Yeah, like you're kind of chilling, you kill them, right? Like you're in this game. We said that we all had those games where we see we've got all our outer towers almost. We go, do I really want to give them that pittance? Do I even want to give them a remote chance of getting gold? Probably not, especially when it's a Phantom Assassin of all heroes.
That same Phantom Assassin is having a really weird time this game. Even though he's top of the net worth of his own team, look at his item build. He opted not to go for that SMY. That Sanj into Basher. Like usually what you see is Dazzle into Basher or Dazzle Mom into Basher, right? But he opted not to go for SMY in the end.
Nah, this looks like one of those builds where you were hoping a Titan Sliver would drop or something and later on get a Satanic. But
yeah, you get some status resistance from Sanj, that's definitely true, but is it worth it?
Especially against these heroes, right? Like, that doesn't really screw the Tiny that much. No. Does Sven need that extra percentage you're saving on the stun? At this stage, you're better off just relying on the miss chance to save you from Sven. And that's kind of the surprising part about this, right? Sven has not, like, he doesn't see the need for a Silver Age or an MKB. Like, he feels so confident about the PA not being a problem that he's not countering her with his items.
I've seen so many die on that hill, thinking the same thing and then missing 10 times in a row. But yeah, I agree with you. Miracle.
Trying to escape. There's too many heroes here though. Kurd, can he get his carry out of this? So give him the Heavenly Grace. They could just save some stuns. He's going to go for the TP away, but there's the chains. With that, Miracle's forced to fight. They're moving to punish Puppey for her. He says, it was your chakra that got me killed. The GA is going to be used, but Miracle, nowhere to run. We'll turn around, looking at Yapsor, bring him low, but the Ghost Scepter ensures that he'll only get one kill down here.
By the way, he does have Heavenly Grace for status. So maybe this is well thought through as well, right? Like, you have Heavenly Grace plus the Sanj. Maybe that's the reason.
Dire's middle tower is
but so far, he only has damage to kill off a kotl, which isn't really where you want to be as a PA. So.
No. And yeah, it's the fact that he hasn't got lifesteal, so I could maybe see that being more valuable from the Omni Knight. It just still doesn't give you away dealing with the Timberman anytime soon. Is he just clubbing at the buildings? 1, 2, 3, and
Dire's
gone.
middle barracks has fallen. Dire's middle barracks.
Back away though. He respects the poke damage of Nigma. He's happy with what is claimed here, and the God Strength is, of course, running out soon.
Yeah, he obviously doesn't have Aegis as well any longer, so he pull back. Don't want to really feed any kills. There's a possibility of buyback from PA, but even without that, they do have enough magic damage to take him down if they stun lock him.
And to make sure they have the stuns, you can already see that Miracle, he's not even thinking about buyback. He's going to buy out on what he needs. He's got the Vanguard. He is getting close to that complete Abyssal. Just 1,500 gold off.
Looks like they might even smoke. No, at the moment they just run down bottom. You can the way the Nigma plays. Look at these 3 heroes in Radiant jungle, and where Miracle is going to farm. They always set the perimeter so well around their carry so that he has the safest possible place in the map. That way they ensure that Miracle never truly feeds unless he wants to do something crazy and jump into them.
Well, we've seen PAs do like to do crazy things. In this game, it can be a little bit to his detriment. By the way, he did actually find the Paladin Sword, so screw Titan Sliver idea. I think he just got the best of the tier 3 items he could hope for in this game.
Yeah, but it might be a bit late. Timber with the Shivas, with the Dragon Scale. That looks so good on him. Actually, I love this even better. He's carrying repair and smoke.
Yeah, so he just broke an avalanche top of all of them. The jumping stun control. Reid's got Miracle. Forced to fight with the lab controlling him up. Wants to run away. They've already lost mind control. They're going to lose Miracle as well. Guru, he's not getting away. The Slayer Fist, the Slayer Power is coming out. Nigma are just broken.
I would ping that word too, man. They're pinging it now, but it's a bit too
Dire's
late.
middle tower
And it's
is under
such
attack.
a uncharacteristic
Dire's
mistake for
structures are
Nigma, for a tier 1 team to smoke up that far without checking for a ward. That was...
Dire's
I
middle
mean,
tower
what a way to
has
capitalize from Yapsor, though, right? Like, you know, we were worried about his slow blink
fallen.
timing
Dire's
and
middle
whatnot.
tower has fallen.
That impact, that avalanche toss combo is a game-winning avalanche toss combo. As Secret are gonna win this one.
Dire's ancient
They'll poke and
is
prod
under
at
attack.
GH, they'll force the egg out of him, but then they'll turn around for the throne as they have done it. They've taken the game against Nigma.
Team Secret victory.
The game was broken for Nigma, that is, way earlier than this last fight. But man, that ward helped out so much. That ward, scouting out the smoke, allows Yapsor to jump.